Good morning, all. This is Melissa Thomason, owner of Breakout Bras, and this is Melissa's Morning Musings. Okay, so today I actually decided that I wanted to talk about the brand Panache, or some people call it Panache. They are UK based, so I'm pretty sure all the people in the UK call it Panache, and a lot of people in the US call it Panache. Either way works, doesn't change how amazing the brand is. Excuse me. But the reason I want to talk about them today is because we're doing a fit event with them next week at our Greenville, South Carolina retail location. And they are a brand that honestly changed my life. I think that there is no other single brand that's done more for me as a person, as an individual bra wearer, than in any other brand we've ever carried. We have amazing brands. I love all of our brands, but there's a special place in my heart for Panache. And that is because that is the brand that provided, I guess you could say, the first bra in my life that ever fit my body. The reason I started Breakout Bras is because I had larger than normal breasts. Even as a teenager, when I was, nice and thin and wearing a size 8 or 10 at 5'11", I had to have my aunt and mother buy bras for me from the JCPenney catalog. And I remember having to get a 36G or 36H. That was the largest that they had back in the, 80s. So anyway, that wasn't right, because knowing what I know now, I was definitely more like a 30 band or a 32 at the largest. And that's just what I had to wear because they were so big. And then I just did what everybody else does. I did the best I could do, finding bras that didn't fit but kept those babies contained. And then I got pregnant, and that was a whole new world of not being able to find something. So I ended up with the idea to start a business, which is Breakout Bras, so I could stay home with my son after that pregnancy. Could not find anything to the point where I just didn't wear a bra. Went on a hunt for nursing bras, and I found, Fancy Free, Leading Lady, Bravado. Those were my 3 starting brands. And I basically wore the Leading Lady leisure style number 110 forever. And even when I opened the store and started fitting customers, I wore this bra, which is super comfortable and I love it. But they were just not supported. They were contained, but they hung very low. And the reason that I sort of was compelled to wear something more structured and more correctly fitted was because as I was fitting customers, they would look at me like I was crazy when I was telling them what they needed to wear and then had my boobs hanging to the floor. So my first bra that I ever wore was not a Panache. It was actually a Fantasy. It was the Belle, the Fantasy Belle, which Madonna wears, in case anybody is interested in that. But it wasn't the right size. It was sort of close, but it hurt because it was the wrong size. That's why a lot of underwires and a lot of bras hurt, because it's not the right size. So anyway, I wore that for as long as I could before it, it drove me crazy. I would take it off, but the customers staring at my boobs, which they weren't even trying to hide it. They were like, why are you trying to tell me to fit and wear something, and you're not doing it yourself? So I actually tortured myself in that Fantasy bra. Thank God I had it because it did look good, but it hurt. And then one day a customer came in to the store wearing a Tango. And I was like, what is this bra that you are wearing? And she told me that it was the Panache Tango. Now, the story getting started with Panache as a reseller for them is something kind of funny, but I reached out to them multiple times trying to find out about the brand so I could bring that tango into the store, and nobody ever called me back. And I was really sad. I actually gave up on that, and I was like, not sure why, but And then one day, maybe 6 or 8 months later, I got a call from Tina Dersch, who was now a new rep at Panache, and she wanted to introduce the brand. I mentioned to her that I tried to call. Apparently, they just needed some reps pretty badly. They were up and coming in the U.S. more, and they just didn't have enough staff to handle the demand. So they brought her in, and the rest is history. I got in a tango. At that time, I was really overweight. I was about 360 pounds. I was in a 36K in the tango, and I cried. I closed the store down. I closed our warehouse down because we, did the warehouse, online sales as well, obviously at that time. And closed everything down. We went and had Mexican. We celebrated because it was a feat that had never happened in my entire life. So shout out to this great brand, Panache, that I love so much. So the event is on Saturday, April 11th in our Greenville, South Carolina retail location. All kinds of goodies happening, a really amazing giveaway. And come in and have some coffee and donuts, meet me, meet the amazing representative Heather from Panache, who's going to be there. So we look forward to hopefully seeing you guys there. I love Panache. See you next time.